Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Noob Readers. My name is Kiran and this is gonna be a very fun video because today I'll be taking a challenge and the challenge would be to correctly guess the genre of the book on the basis of its cover. So yes, we'll be literally judging the book on the basis of the cover and I am really excited for this challenge, but I'm also a little nervous because I think that I'll terribly fail at this challenge. So basically for every book I'll get one single point and we'll be looking at 10 different books. And let's say, for example, a book falls under a lot of different genres. So, in that case, if I'll be able to guess even a single one, I'll give myself a point. And for me, the passing points would be 5. And if I scored less than 5, then I'll consider myself a loser. And this will be a fail for me. And if I score more than 5, then yes, it will be amazing. And I will pass this challenge with flying colors. And if I'm able to guess more than 8 correctly, then I'll be the champion. But I know the possibility for that is very less. And so I have all my books here on my laptop and I have decided to do this challenge with the new books. Okay, so the first cover is We Are Inevitable by Gail Forman, and we see two people on the cover, and I think that it is about romance. We see the stars and then we see shooting stars, and because the title is We Are Inevitable, so I think it is about romance, so maybe a contemporary romance. So let's find out what's the correct answer. Yes, I finally get 1 point because it is a contemporary romance, but it is also a YA. But as I can guess the contemporary romance part, I get 1 point. So, yes, it was a great start. Okay, so the second book is The Valley and the Flood by Rebecca. I really like this cover, it's just so pretty. Okay, so we have a woman and her hair is basically a flood, and also the title is The Valley and the Flood. Is it about the Mother Earth? And because we are just, destructing our earth, so that's why we are getting the flood. It also feels like a woman's hair, and I don't know, man. This is so hard. So because I have no idea what this is about, so I'll take a random guess. Okay, contemporary fiction. That's what I'm going with. Okay, so basically the genre for this is young adult fiction. So yes, I will get no points for this one. Okay, so moving on. So the third book is Cast in Secrets and Shadow. It's basically a part of the series, and I have no idea about this because I haven't read this. But I can see these figures with swords. So basically, I'll go with fantasy because whenever I see these people, they just look like assassins to me. So yes, I'll go with it as a fantasy book. Let's just find out what it is actually about. Yay! So basically, the genres are it's a young adult fantasy book, and yeah, I didn't say it is YA, but I still said that it will be a fantasy, so I'll give myself a point. So I have 2 points now. Great going. So the next one is A Queen of Gilded Horns by Amanda Joy. Okay, so basically it's about a woman and she also has this dagger in her hands. So I'll go with young adult fantasy. So let's check out. Yes, it is basically the young adult fantasy book, and I did an amazing job again. So I'll get one other point. Okay, so the next book is Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. I think that it will be a romance because we see couples holding hands, and it just gives off a very vintage vibe to me because of the cars and all and the buildings. Okay, I'll go with historical romance. Okay, so basically this book comes under the historical fiction and it is also a romance. I got another point. So I am just killing this challenge and I don't know how I'm doing this, but I'm having an amazing time right now. And I would really want you guys to also go through with the challenge, and so you can also count the number of books that you guessed correctly. So I'd really love to know about your points too. The next book is Some Girls Do by Jennifer Dugan. I think it's basically a romance, and I really love the cover because of the colors. They're just so pretty. So YA contemporary romance, and that is also LGBTQ plus. So yes, I'll go with that. So let's check out the answer. Yes, it's correct. It's the LGBT contemporary romance YA. These are all the genres in this book, and I get another point. So now I am at 5 points. Clapping. Okay, so the next book is House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. And okay, we see a woman in the cover and she has all these flowers on her face. So after looking at it, I think that yeah, I'll go with adult fantasy. So there are like a lot of different genres that this book comes under, like fantasy, horror, young adult, but I categorized it as adult fantasy, but it's actually a young adult book. And let's move on. So I get 0 points for this one. So we're done with the 7 books and just 3 left. So I have to guess the correct answer for the next 3 to be called a champion. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so the next one is Luck of the Titanic by Stacey Lee. Is it like a retelling of Titanic? I don't know. So I'll go with romance, and because it's something that happened like a long time ago, so I'll go with historical romance. So let's see what this is about. Okay, so it is a historical fiction and it's a YA book and it is also a retelling. So great job, Kiran. So I also get 1 point for this one. Okay, so let's move on to the next book, which is The Electric Kingdom. Okay, so it's just giving me these sci-fi vibes by looking at it. So I'll go with sci-fi. So it's like a sci-fi fantasy is also involved in it. Sci-fi fantasy YA. So let's go with that. Great job. It is a YA science fiction, dystopia, fantasy. These are all the genres of this book. So I get another point. So I am at 7 points and we're done with 9 books. So the last one is left. If I'll be able to guess it also correctly, I'll get 8 points and I'll be the champion. Okay, so the last one is Winter Keep by Christine Keshore. Is it like about a mermaid or something? And it also has the fantasy elements. And we see a girl who's very young, so it has to be a YA book. So YA fantasy and a retelling of some sort. So let's find out. Great. So it's also a YA fantasy book with a romance as well. So, but I guessed the YA and fantasy, so I'll get the point. So I have gotten 8 points and now I can declare myself as the champion of this challenge, and I can't tell you how happy I am. And it was a very fun thing for me to do, and I hope you also enjoyed this. And please comment down below how many points did you get, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.